Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global How Things Today. A day ago, APC was thrown into confusion as most of its political juggernauts were really out to fight Bola Tinubu over the fact that a lot of things that were situated in Abuja, which is the capital of Nigeria, was being moved to Lagos State. For example, we've heard that a reasonable number of staffs in CBN will be working from Lagos. Part of their activities have been moved down there, and according to the presidency, it said it borders on efficiency. Also, we heard that the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria will also be operating from Lagos, and it has caused a lot of reactions. We saw yesterday what happened, and Ndume was really vexed, and he came out to tell the president that consequences are bound if he takes such an action. Now, there had been multiple reactions to this contentious issue, and one coming from a former aide of President Muhammadu Buhari has taken his stand, and for him, he's saying that if the capital is moved to Awka, Makadi, that the Northerners will support it. I don't know why he's saying so, but we're going to be looking at what he has to offer in that respect. Also, the campaign of Labour Party. Doing Okupe, who is a former presidential aide, has lambasted Ndume over his threats against Bola Tinubu's move. And we're going to be looking at these two in a jiffy. Now, according to the news, Bashir Ahmed, an aide to President Muhammadu Buhari, has weighed in on the rumor flying from some quarters that President Bola Tinubu is planning to relocate the federal capital from Abuja to Lagos. Ahmed's statement came following the plan to relocate some department of the Central Bank of Nigeria and corporate headquarters of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria (FAN) from Abuja to Lagos. In a statement he made on his social media page, he says Bashir Ahmed said that Northerners will not be bothered whether the federal capital is relocated to occur in Anambra State, Lagos, or any part of the country as long as it would bring positive changes in the country. According to him, he says, I believe our priority as a nation and as a region should not be the relocation of any office headquarters from one place to another. I am sure that the majority of people from the north, including myself, would wholeheartedly endorse relocating even the federal capital to cities like Awka, Abeokuta, Lagos, Makurdi, or any other place in the country if that would mean the end of our lingering challenges as a nation and usher a new united and prosperous Nigeria. We clearly know our priorities and we should only focus on them at the moment. But from the desk of the former presidential aide Doyin Okupe, the campaign of Labour Party, he slammed the chief whip of the Senate, Ali Ndume, over his statement on the relocation of certain departments of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) and the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria from Abuja to Lagos. According to his reaction, which was via an open letter, he says movement of some parastatals to Lagos by the federal government on Wednesday. Okupe insisted that the senator's position was provocative and unexpected. He insisted that Ndume's threat of political consequences against President Bola Tinubu is unwarranted and demeaning. I'm going to read full details of what he wrote in the open letter, and part of it read thus. He says, your recent pronouncement on the above subject matter is provocative and unexpected of a politician of your pedigree and position in Nigerian polity. You have been in politics for more than 2 decades. You are one of the highest ranking senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and you once contested and deservedly the referred and exalted position of the Senate President. Even if you disagree and you are aware of the consensus of many northern politicians being against this move, it is reasonable to expect that you will treat this situation with much equanimity, and maturity. Your threat against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of political consequences because of this action of the federal government is unwarranted and demeaning of your status. Ours is a fragile democracy, and from the First Republic to date, leaders of this nation have managed our national stability and unity with great circumspection and forbearance. Our polity has not always been based on political correctness, but rather oftentimes on political expediency and prevailing power locus. For instance, why should major military installation and institution be domiciled in the north, or the Nigerian Port Authority and the Nigerian Custom be located in Abuja? These are institutions that must be of necessity close to where the harbor is, but my dear Senator, this is how we are as a people. For your information, sir, we are yet to evolve a true nation state, so we may need to continue to wobble and fumble administratively and politically until we can reach the much desired national elitist consensus, which is a sine qua non for the building of a true united and virile nation. That was what Okupe had to say. And interestingly, this issue had brought up a lot of reactions from different people, and the position of a lot of people have been made known. Now, if you want to start talking from the issue of locations of different key agencies or key military settings, I can assure you that the North has hosted so many of it, which ordinarily, if you look at it, it is really, really unjust to find those places situated in the northern part. Just like he had mentioned, the fact that we have the military setting in Kaduna, we have so many places, reasonable places that is of importance to the defense of Nigeria instead of being located in Abuja or being located in Lagos, in areas that are mostly very economical to Nigerians. So we saw it in, Kaduna. Nobody has bothered to talk about it. So the issue of relocation, just like Ahmed had rightly pointed out, should not trigger so much, action. It's a pointer to the fact that we are one, and whatever that is done, it's very, very it's contributing to the political growth of the country. Now, take for instance, like one person also said, I think Raymond Mockery, he said that most of the money that is made in Lagos does not actually stay in Lagos. A lot of it goes to the north and to other parts of the country. So, whatever thing we are trying to say, we have to also take into consideration that Lagos, in the real sense of the word, is no man's land. Because if you go there, most of the very beautiful houses, most of the top notch government agencies, or let me say businesses operational there, are actually not being owned by the Yorubas or even the Southerners. Most of them have been owned by the Northerners, and they are enjoying themselves, taking those monies back to their own town. You understand? So the issue of re-emphasizing it and almost causing an issue out of it seems to be wrong. But however, in the same vein, such issues must be widely discussed. It's not something someone just wake up from somewhere and make a decision on it, because merely you do that, you're trying to undermine some persons, and since you're not carrying them along, a lot of things will occur in that process. But however, that's